Hi, Sarah Banas here, Spectrum Weavers. I am going to show you today a pretty neat trick. It's super easy how to turn a silhouette into a weedable design like this. Um, Again, like I said, it's super easy and just a fun little thing. You can take any silhouette you want. You can take a silhouette of your kid's face if you want. Maybe a silhouette of an animal, a cat or a dog, or anything that you want, you can do this with, and it's very easy. So let's go ahead and get to work. We'll need this. Oops. We'll need this. We can get rid of all of this. This over here. Take this. So what we'll need, you'll need your silhouette, and then I went ahead and I moved it over here. This is a set that I like to use. I like this set. I'll link it in the description. I don't know, it's good for this. It's got a good pattern to it. Wait just a second while this catches up to itself. While it's catching up, let me just tell you, we have an absolutely fantastic Facebook group. I'd love for you to join us. It's Cricut and Silhouette for Beginners. It's about 185,000 people. Super friendly, super helpful, super knowledgeable. So we'd love for you to join us. I'll link that in the description as well. And I will link this set that I'm using here. I don't know. I can't get it to. Oh, here. We're only going to need this one anyways. Get rid of these ones. And I'll make this one bigger. Oops, that's not the one I needed. Undo. Undo. Undo, delete. This is the one I need. It must have gotten flipped upside down. So we'll get rid of that. And then we'll make this one bigger. So you can see how pretty that is. So this is what we need to do. We'll take our heart. And the first thing we need to do is we need to offset the heart. So with the heart selected, you'll go over to your right-hand side, the star. Click on that. Click offset. For corners, I like to make sure that the 90-degree angle is chosen instead of the rounded for this type of offset. And then take it down. You don't want it too thin, but you also don't want it too thick. Right about that is about perfect. And then with it still selected, so click apply. And with it still selected, I'm going to go up here to my color selector, and I'm going to make that dark. I'm going to click on this, get rid of the cut line, and then I'm going to select both. And then on my right hand, before I do that, I take that back. So you're going to want to select your middle heart, and you're going to want to duplicate that. That's this up here, the very top. See where I'm pointing, where it says duplicate. Duplicate that once. You'll need a second one of these. And then you'll want to go ahead and select these two. And then you'll go over to your right-hand side over here to your modify panel. And that is this one right here. Can you see where my pointer is? And then you will go to subtract. And that'll leave you with just the outline. Okay. And then take your heart that you saved and send that to the back. So I don't know if you saw, I'm going to click on, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to left click on it to select it. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to send to back just so that it's easier to see what I'm doing here and what part of the pattern I'm going to cut out. I like this right about here. This part right here, I like to keep that on there, but I like to kind of put that over to the side so it's not quite all of it. But the other thing you want to pay attention to is this bottom part right here. So you wouldn't want that to be a big giant open spot right there. So just kind of, find your sweet spot on there of what you like and what you think is going to look good. And if you don't get a good one, you can always go back and redo it later, right? That's not a big deal. So I'm going to take this like this. I take that back. I'm going to take this and put that on that side. And I like that. Okay, so that's perfect. That's how I want it. And now I'm going to draw a square. So I'm selecting both of those. And with my modify panel still selected, I'm going to go into my modify panel and I'm going to go to divide. This might take a second. So while this is processing, go ahead and like the video if this is of any help to you, but also subscribe to my channel. I'm coming out with new videos. I'm going to try to do maybe twice a week, once every couple of days. Just, helpful, fun little things like this that are, different ways for you to utilize the program to make your own designs. And how to use all of the different functions and whatnot as well. But more things like this where you're going to be able to design for yourself. So we're going to click on that and delete. And then we'll move this. Oops. So you can see these two little spots right here. That sometimes happens where those aren't physically connected to the design. So they're not going to stay. So what you want to do is undo. So you want to put that back in its place and then select it, but then right click it again and send it to back so that you can select. Oh, it's not going to let me. I take that back. So that's okay. So we'll go ahead and we will manually just get rid of a couple of these right here just so that I can. So this isn't something you always have to do. Normally you can just move it and then delete this back part, but I don't want to lose those two little pieces. So I have to kind of clear myself a spot that I can select these few little pieces as well as, let's see what's happening there. I'm just going to manually do it. I'm going to get rid of all of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of all of this. Get rid of that. I just want those two little pieces right there. I don't want to lose those. And normally you wouldn't have to do this. It's just the way that the place on the design that I selected. Just these two tiny little pieces weren't connected, and I just don't want to lose those. So that would be right about where they were. So I'm going to select all of that, and then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to make compound path, and that's just going to add those back in. So now what you want to do is you want to take this and make it just the tiniest little bit larger. Not a ton, just a tiny little bit. And if you make it too big, you can always go back and reduce it a little bit. And then select both and go to your align up on top. You see that? And then align center. Align center. And then with both selected, right click, weld. And that's all there is to it. So now you have your pretty weedable pattern. Like I said, there's just so much that you can do with this. It's just a fun little way to, especially for people like me that like weeding patterns, to make your own. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So like I said, I will link in the description. I'll link this pattern that I used. This is a really fun, good pattern for doing this. I will link the Facebook group. Come join us. You'll love it there. It's just a really friendly, fun atmosphere, super helpful, super knowledgeable. And I will link, what else will I link? I will link the Facebook group, this pattern, and I guess that's it. Okay. Have a good day.